Hey, Charger History. Today's essential question is, what are push and pull factors? Please pause your video and copy the essential question in your notebook. Please draw your vertical line for your notes. Yesterday, you learned about King Ashoka and his quest to spread Buddhism around Asia. Today, we'll focus on some reasons why people leave their homes to migrate to new places. Remember that to migrate, like what these people are doing, means to move to a new place to live. When you migrate, it's not just for vacation. It's not just a short trip. It's not just to visit a friend. It's to move permanently to a new neighborhood, city, state, or even a new country. Have you ever migrated to a new home? So most people don't want to leave their homes. Think about how much work it takes to pack up your stuff. Think about how hard it can be to leave the people that you love. Think about how hard it can be to make new friends in a new place. But sometimes there are really good reasons to go to that new place. Sometimes your home is causing you too much pain and you have to leave. Let's talk about why people migrate, both the good and the bad. The good reasons why people leave are called pull factors. Pull factors are things that are so awesome about a new place that they pull you there. They make you want to come to this new great place because they're better than your old home. Let's pause and copy down our first central idea, pull factors. They're happy reasons to move to a new place. So some pull factors have to do with making more money, like better job opportunities in the new place that pay more, or maybe a chance for a better education, like leaving your home to go to college. You might also be pulled to a place with more freedom, like how early colonists came to America to practice their own religions, like you learned last year. Pull factors for early people were about finding food. For hunter-gatherers, a pull factor would be that a new place had plenty of plants to gather and plenty of animals to hunt. For farmers, they would have been pulled to a place with fresh water, fertile soil, mild climate, and flat land. Please pause and copy this central idea. Or excuse me, you already have that, but copy your examples. These are all things that count as pull factors because they are good reasons to go to a new place. All right, if you're hearing this, that means you should have all your examples copied down. Let's switch and talk about push factors. Sometimes people don't want to leave their home, but something pushes them out. This situation would happen if something bad happens in their home and they need to leave. So please pause and copy push factors, reasons you need to leave your home. One example of a push factor is a natural disaster. For example, after Hurricane Katrina, thousands of people left New Orleans because their houses and their jobs were gone. You might also leave your home because of a tornado, earthquake, or fire. Other reasons that people might leave is to escape famine. Famine means a scarcity of food. Sometimes famines are caused by drought, weather that's too dry for growing crops. This is actually happening in California right now. This is a real picture from the news because it hasn't rained enough in California for 3 years and farmers are having trouble growing food. So because of that, they're leaving their homes. They don't have any food or money because they can't grow anything without the rain. Another push factor that causes people to leave is poverty. That means lack of jobs and lack of money. If you can't find a job in your city, then you don't have any money to live. So it makes sense to leave and find a job somewhere else if you can. Another push factor, reasons why people leave, is disease. This is a picture of people leaving their homes in Africa. They're in the airport and they're trying to escape the spread of Ebola. So you see them in the airport being tested to make sure that they don't have the disease, and then they're allowed to leave to keep themselves safe. The last push factor we'll mention is war. People who live in a war zone are choosing to leave their cities to stay away from the violence. For example, these are people who live in the Middle East. and are trying to escape from ISIS. Remember when we talked about ISIS? These people are victims of the violence and they're trying to leave so that they can stay safe. All these push factor pictures make me really sad because they're people that don't want to leave their home, but bad stuff is happening to them and it's pushing them out. Here are the examples of push factors. Natural disaster, famine, remember that means scarcity of food, and drought, that means when the weather is too dry and you can't grow food. Poverty, that's when you're poor or you don't have a job or money. Disease, and war. Pause if you need more time to copy. Let's practice identifying some push and pull factors. I'll give you a situation, and you tell me if it's push or pull. The first one, hunter-gatherers moved to places with more animals and plants to eat. Is that push or pull? If you said pull, you're exactly right. They're pulled to the new, better place because there's more animals and plants. Next one, people leave their country when the government treats them badly. They could be persecuted because of their race or religion. So they have to leave because their government is treating them badly. Is that push or pull? If you said push, you're exactly right. They're getting pushed out because of their bad treatment by the government. Next one, we think that ancient Indus Valley society had to leave their cities after a flood caused by a monsoon. Is that push or pull? If you said push, you were right. They were pushed out by a natural disaster. Next one, early farmers settled in places with flat land, fertile soil, and fresh water. Push or pull? All right, if you said pull, you're exactly right. The early farmers were pulled to places that were good for farming. Next one, ancient Mesopotamians went to the Indus Valley to trade, and some Mesopotamians really liked it there, so they stayed. Is that push or pull? If you said pull, you're exactly right. The Mesopotamians were pulled to the Indus Valley because they liked living there and they could find jobs. Last one. Nomadic hunter-gatherers left areas when they ran out of animals to hunt, plants to gather, or fresh water to drink. The key here is that they ran out of food. Is that push or pull? If you said push, you're right. They got pushed out of where they lived because they ran out of things to eat. Oh, well, there's one more. Okay, push or pull. Mr. Heron grew up in New Orleans, but he went to New York City for college to get his education. Push or pull? If you said pull, you're exactly right. There was nothing wrong with staying in New Orleans, but he was pulled to New York to get a great education. All right, great job on this mini practice. Now X out of this tab and return to your playlist.